All right. Hi. I want you to take a look at me and try to think about what you think my name is. Wrong. My name is Leia. Just like Princess Leia from Star Wars. My dad is, I guess you could say, a little bit of a geek. I'm a senior this year, and this is my senior project. So let's start with some things that I learned during high school. I learned that it's very important to manage your time. So important to manage your time because you have a test on Tuesday and you have a project due on Thursday and you have so many things that you have to keep in mind, and then you also have to balance your social life. So you want to go hang out with friends, but you have to study for that test. You have to learn how to manage your time, and I definitely did. Some other things that I learned were to stay focused. It's so important to stay focused on your schoolwork because it's kind of difficult, because it goes along with managing your time. You have to learn to stay focused and study and get that project done and write that essay, and read those chapters for that book, and get your schoolwork done before you think about going out and hanging out with friends or just lollygagging around the house and watching TikTok. It is better to do more than to do the bare minimum. I'm serious. You know how some assignments say a minimum of 150 words. Don't just write until you get to 150 words and then turn it in because you got your 150 words. Just write as much as you can, and then you might easily go over that 150 words. But just with anything, it's better to do more and show that you can do more than to do the bare minimum, because it kind of makes you look lazy or like you don't care, kind of, It is so much better to earn the things that you get. It's so much better to earn things. If you earn something, if you take the time and you put in the effort and you earn it, you're gonna appreciate the reward so much more. You're gonna look at it, or you're gonna have that feeling like, I freaking did it. I freaking earned it, and I feel amazing. It makes you feel so much better. Some skills that I learned are how to stay organized. It's very important to learn how to stay organized, because if you have a test, you want to know where your notes are so you can study. You're going to want to know where things are so that you can get things done, and you know where things are so you can be like, okay, I need this and I need this and I need that. Okay, so this is here and this is here and this is here, and then you can just put it all together and there you go. If you don't have anything organized, you risk losing assignments that you may have already did, so you have to redo those assignments, or losing your pencil and having to ask the teacher for a pencil. And it's just tiny things like that, but it's also big things like staying organized, like keeping your locker organized or keeping your room organized. Anything. It's good to stay organized. Learn your way of studying. My way of studying is flashcards. Flashcards help me so much. But there's so many different ways to study, and it is good to find your way to study, especially for those big tests, because you're going to want to know. You're going to want to study. Sorry. It is good to learn your way of studying. Prepare for things. I learned how to prepare for things mostly because I'm an anxious person and I have anxiety. So, if I didn't prepare for things, I was asking for a panic attack. But, ways to prepare for things are research. Research the heck of whatever it is you're about to do. You need to, know as much as you possibly can about what you're going into or what you're doing or whatever it is. Research. search. And then for my anxiety people, just like me, focus on the positives. Don't try your hardest. I know it's so hard. Try to not think about the negatives. When you go into it, think about the positives. Think about, I can do this. I'm here. I've got this. I can do it. I was given the opportunity to do it in the first place, so that shows that I can do it. I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity if I couldn't do it. And be like, okay, and I prepared. I studied everything I needed to know. I have everything that I need. I need to just do it. And you will definitely do it. How to be a good friend. It's not really school related, but it is a very good skill to have. I'm an anxious person. I have social anxiety. So being around people, talking in front of people, my number one, I have such a hard time with it. And I have a very hard time socializing and talking. But I learned how to be a good friend because I had friends, and I never really hung out with any of them. I was always too scared to be social because I was like, what if we go somewhere and we're going to be out in public? And I just, I was too scared and I was stuck in my head. And so I started losing friends because, no one wants to be a friend with someone who doesn't ever want to hang out. And I understand. I really do. But I started to get lonely and I started to feel left out. And so I started being there. I started being a friend. I started hanging out with people. I started asking how their day was and forming true connections and learning the true value of friendship. And it's really nice. And I love that I took that first step out of my comfort zone, because now I do have friends. And I have really good friends, really good relationships with my friends as well. There are plenty of people that have helped me get to where I am today and have helped me continue my high school experience. I was never a really good student. I honestly hated school, and I just was like, nope, I don't want to do it. So I didn't do it. I didn't get up in the mornings, and I didn't make it to school on time, like ever. And so because I wasn't there in the classroom, I was losing credits for my classes. And you lose credits, you can't graduate. So when the principal pulled me into the office and told me that I'm not going to be able to graduate with my class, I will be behind trying to catch up, it kind of shattered me and it kind of really woke me up, because I've always wanted to graduate. I've always wanted to make my parents proud. My parents didn't graduate. They didn't go on to college, so I've always wanted to be like someone who graduated, like a, what am I looking for? First generation graduate. But yeah, there's a lot of people that have helped me through my high school years, and one of those people was my old school counselor, Miss Hamilton. She kind of reminded me why I was in school, and she taught me how important school was. And she is the one who suggested online school. And look at me now. I'm graduating a whole semester early. I can't wait to graduate a whole semester early, when 2 years ago I was waiting to turn 16 so that I could drop out. She yeeted that thought out of my head and gave me the She gave me the confidence in myself that I needed to realize that I can graduate, and I'm graduating. My parents definitely helped as well, because they've kind of taught me to be who I am. They are the reason that I am who I am, and they're a big inspiration for why I want to graduate and graduate early. They were the ones who taught me how to stay focused, and how to how to earn what I want, earn what I get. And I don't really think I could do anything any other way. My grandma has definitely been my support. She's definitely been the one who I can just go to and rant about anything and everything, and she'll just kind of listen and let me get things off my chest. So my job. What are you doing? I am going to be an LPN. I chose LPN because I'm a compassionate person, and I can't stand to see someone in pain, whether it's mentally or physically. I love helping people. I've always put people in front of me. So I feel like LPN would be a good job for me. There's a bunch of different things that I will do in this career. Some of that will be taking vital signs, helping elderly dress, bathe, use the restroom, many other things, depending on where I work. There's many different places that I can work, so if I choose to work in home care, I will be in that person's house, and that's usually elderly people, nursing homes, which elderly people. Then I can work in just like a normal doctor's office, and that would be more like taking vital signs and administering, or probably helping with tests and making sure that the patient is safe or comfortable. I can also work in the hospital in the maternity level, and that would be, making sure that the baby is okay when it's born, making sure that it's okay, making sure that it's breathing, the heartbeat is going, all of that. Some other things that I would do would be like collecting samples, like urine samples or blood samples, whatever samples that need collected. Administering medicine, so probably more towards like the elderly people if they have any medications that they need to take. I'm kind of like their daily reminder to take their medications, and I will hand them their medications for them to take. I cannot, however, prescribe medications. I can just give them the medication, if that makes sense. Maintaining documentation and patient histories, so I will be I'm the one that asks you, how are you doing? Why are we in here today? How are you feeling today? Rate your pain on a scale from 1 to 10, things like that. Assisting with tests and procedures, that's like helping like taking blood samples, or helping just any tests or procedures that may be needed for that patient. Working conditions of this career are hard. There's a lot of mental and physical demands. So one of those things will be a high level of social interaction, and that's going to be a mental demand for me because of my social anxiety, being like right direct in front of people and talking to people all day long and interacting with people all day long. It's the only thing I really do. Is going to be a challenge for me, but it is something that I am dedicated to trying to overcome. Possible physically violent patients. There are a lot of people who, when they are sick or injured or whatever, old, they become cranky and mean and could possibly become physically violent. And that one is both a physical and a mental demand. Physically, I have to, it's more mental, probably. More mental because if they insult me in any way, I have to remember that they're in pain or they're not feeling well. They don't really mean what they're saying, and I have to remember that it's totally, I don't want to say okay, but I have to kind of take their insults and their words with a grain of salt and remember they're not in the right state of mind, or they're not in a good state of mind. I will be exposed to diseases and infections a lot of the times. It's very important that I have a good immune system and I take care of myself and my health so that I don't get any diseases or infections that the patients may have. It's very important that I remember, wash my hands and wear gloves and a mask and all those things so that I don't get any diseases or infections. Stamina. You need to have stamina for this job because there's a lot of standing and walking and lifting, pushing, pulling, carrying heavy things. You don't really have any time to sit down and just you are go, 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 go. So you need that stamina and you need to be in good physical shape. You'll be using your muscles a lot for pushing things and lifting patients and carrying patients or moving patients, and there's a lot of other heavy things that you will definitely be carrying. So, education. For my education, I have to have a high school diploma or a GED. I am getting my high school diploma. To become an LPN, I must graduate from an accredited nursing program, which I will hopefully be enrolled in this fall. Not this fall, next fall. Once I've graduated with my associate's degree, I will take the NCLEX-PN to get my license. The NCLEX-PN is National Council Licensure Examination, Practical Nurse. So this is the test that I take to see if I qualify for my license, if I really deserve my license, if I really know what I'm doing, So they don't just hand out license like candy. Some courses I may take while I'm in this nursing program would be things like biology, chemistry, anatomy, psychology, emergency medical technology, first aid, food nutrition, and child development and growth. Benefits of the job. So, for my first year as an LPN, I will get paid about $18 an hour, and then the longer I work there, I get raises and I get more money. The highest that they pay is $27. There's a long list of things that I'm covered for as far as insurance goes, but some main things would be like malpractice if I were to if I mess up in any way, basically. So if I give the patient too much medicine, or if I happen to be in a surgery and something happens and I harm the patient in some way, or HIPAA violation, which would be talking about a patient using their name or their age, or talking about whatever it is that they're in the hospital or doctor's office for. I can get in a lot of trouble for that, and if they choose to sue me, wherever I'm working will cover me. Assault is another one, and that one is for the violent patients, the people that are mean and rude when they get sick or injured. If someone were to push me away and I fall and I hurt myself, or like if they punch me, or basically if they hit me or abuse me in any way, I have the right to sue, and my place of work will cover me if I choose to sue. Medical expenses, which is like just any medical expense, like if I need to go into the doctor and get a checkup, or if I'm feeling kind of sick and choose to go in, or I have a surgery that's coming up, or any treatment that I may need, or medicine. And then there's retirement, which they don't usually give LPNs pensions. So if you are an LPN, you kind of have to save on your own or get your own insurance. They don't give you insurance. And depending on if they do give pensions or not, the average age of retirement is 45 to 60 for LPNs. 60 if they don't give pensions, because you need more time to make more money and put more away for retirement, and like 45 and in the younger places if they do give pensions, and you're gonna get that much more money when you retire. And then there's also paid vacations. You do get paid vacations. You get 2 weeks. 2 weeks for a paid vacation. For my job shadow, I did not get a job shadow experience this year because of COVID-19. I was very bummed that I did not get to do it, because it was something I was very excited for and something I was really ready to go into, because this is something that I'm very passionate about, and I was really excited to get to see what I'm really getting into, what I'm really going into. But I will say, through this whole process, in all this research that I've had to do, I have learned a lot. I learned a lot more than I knew. And I'm very thankful for this experience in general, for my senior project, because I never would have thought to research any of this stuff. And I'm just so thankful that I know this stuff now. Some things that I learned, though, would be I have a lot more responsibility as an LPN than I thought. I thought about doing something different because I didn't think that I was going to be doing that much. And I am someone that likes to work. I like to do things. I like to earn things, like I've said. I realized that there's more to being a nurse, an LPN, than taking vital signs and asking if the patient is okay. And I'm glad that I've learned that, because now I've fallen even more in love with the job that I have, or will have, chosen. So in conclusion, there is a good amount of schooling that I will go through, but I feel prepared. I feel totally prepared. There is a lot of mental and physical demands of this job, and I am excited to learn how to cope with these things and how to do what I'm gonna do. And I honestly, even with all the research and all the things that I've learned, I honestly cannot see myself doing anything else with my career. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed it, and